Bibliophiles of the internet. My name is Adriana and today I'm here to do the My Intimidating TBR Pile tag. Yeah, because finger guns were what was necessary to make that even better. I was tagged to do this video by Sam from Thoughts on Tomes, who continues to amaze me with how wonderful and kind and generous she is. I will link her video down below as well as the original, so be sure to check those out. TBR piles, we all have them. They're mildly terrifying because what's beautiful about them is that they're never ending, and what's intimidating about them is that they're never ending. So this tag is all about the books I have not yet read, so that should be fun. Let's get started. Number 1, what book have you been unable to finish? For this one, I have Outlander by Diana Gabaldon. I got this book last year because I wanted to read it alongside watching the TV show, which kind of happened, but not really, because somewhere in the middle of season 1, I dropped off the bandwagon and I couldn't keep up with watching the episodes as they came out, so I stopped watching. For the record, I do really like the TV show, I think a little bit more than I like reading the book, but as far as the book goes, I just don't want to finish it because I don't want to commit myself to this series. Just for the sake of completion, I do want to finish this book someday and also finish watching the first season of the TV adaptation, but I would not continue on with the series, I don't think, because it's very lengthy and all the books are huge and I'm just not sure I'm about that life. Number 2, which book have you not yet read because you don't have the time? For this one, I chose The Search for Wanla by Tony de Terlizzi. It's not that I don't have the time to read this, it's that I started it at the wrong time because I began this one at the end of January, but on February 2nd, King's Rising came out and I didn't care what I was reading, I didn't care how much I was enjoying it, I was gonna drop everything, drop all of my responsibilities to read King's Rising, and that is exactly what happened with this. So I put this book down, but it's not like I could just jump back into it after finishing King's Rising because I was in such intense mourning and this book did not at all fit the bill for what I needed after finishing King's Rising. So it's been on hold this entire time and I have not yet been able to get back to it, but I hope to pick it up again, hopefully in May. Number 3, which book have you not yet read because it's a sequel? For this one, I'm going to go with Empire Ascendant by Cameron Hurley. This is the sequel to The Mirror Empire, which I have not yet read, story of my life. But I have such a good feeling about this series and I'm so confident I'm going to enjoy it because not only is this story set in like a matriarchal or female dominated society, but from what I've read on a few blogs, everyone in that world is pansexual, which is beautiful and legit brought tears to my eyes. So I can't wait to read this book and see how that holds up, but then I would have to read the first book first because that's how reading works. Number 4, which book have you not yet read because it's brand new? How about A Gathering of Shadows by V.E. Schwab? This is pretty new. It came out like end of February and I also got it on the release date, so there's really no excuse, but I have not yet found the time or a way to squeeze it into my TBRs, but not for lack of trying, I'll tell you that. Number 5, which book have you not yet read because you read another book by the same author and you didn't enjoy it? For this one, I have to say Lies We Tell Ourselves by Robin Talley. I was eagerly awaiting her 2015 release, What We Left Behind, and I got that one on the release date. I read it as soon as it came out, and I hated everything about it. Absolutely everything about it. I have to say that was the closest I've ever felt to feeling like Tyra Banks, like how dare you, I was rooting for you, we were all rooting for you. It was such a letdown, it was such a disappointment. It felt like a betrayal, that's how it felt. Not a good feeling, not one I'm in a hurry to replicate anytime soon or ever in my life, really. And because that was the first book I ever read by Robin Talley, now I kind of associate that feeling with her name, which is not a good thing. I just need some time, I just need some distance from What We Left Behind so I can forget that feeling of disgust and pain and grossness, and so I can get that bad taste out of my mouth before I even think about reading this book objectively. Number 6, which book have you not yet read because you're just not in the mood for it? For this one, I'm going to go with Three Souls by Janny Chang. This story is, among other things, historical fiction, and I'm just not in the mood for historical fiction right now. Like, I really need to be in a place where I can fully appreciate the intricacies of the story and the details and the beauty of the prose, and I'm just not in that place right now, and that's okay. Number 7, which book have you not yet read because it's humongous? Rightfully so, I'm going to go with The Wise Man's Fear by Patrick Rothfuss. This is the sequel to The Name of the Wind, one of my favorite books, and I think this one is very perfectly titled because I like to think myself a wise person and I am very fearful of this book. It's not the length of the book itself that daunts me because I really love Patrick Rothfuss's writing style. I think it's very engaging, so I don't think that page count would be a problem for me. I just want to be able to have the time to break it up into manageable chunks and really take my time with it. Number 8, which book have you not yet read because it was a cover buy and it turned out to have bad reviews? I struggled to find an answer for this one because I don't really buy books based off covers without knowing anything beforehand. I think that's a waste of money, and also I don't have any reservations about getting books off my shelf if I've heard bad things about them or if I just don't want to read them anymore. So instead I chose Naomi and Eli's No Kiss List by David Levithan and Rachel Kahn. I've read the other 2 books these authors have co-written together and I enjoyed it, so I just got this one for the sake of completing that series that's not actually a series, but I just haven't heard anyone really talk about it, or the few times I've heard it mentioned, some people say they didn't necessarily love it, so I just don't know. And finally, number 9, what is the most intimidating book in your TBR pile? I don't really own any books that I feel intimidated by because I feel like page count is just a number and you can only read a book 1 page at a time anyway, so what difference does it make? So instead I chose a book that is like collectively representative of the books I am just the teensiest bit hesitant to read. So I chose Luck in the Shadows by Lynn Flewelling. This is the first book in the Night Runner series and it's decently sized, and it's part of a decently sized fantasy series that's like 6 or 7 books, I think. Books in series, whether those series are completed or ongoing, are the bane of my existence. And yes, maybe that's an overstatement, but it's just not in my genetic makeup. I just do not gravitate towards first books in long series because I have commitment issues. Duologies, trilogies, these feel accomplishable to me in a way that series do not, because I'm just not that good at marathoning through books in series, and I often need a break between sequels, but then I'm afraid that I'm going to forget what I read in the book before, so it's just a thing that I have to manage and work through when the time comes. So those were all the questions for this tag, and for this one I will tag Ivan from Sona Azra, Sylvia from Wish Fulfillment, Ashley from Tea Leaves and Bookbindings, Nicole from Wolf's Whistle, and Sajid from Books Are My Social Life. I hope you found this interesting, and definitely let me know if any of these books should be boosted up on my TBR, or feel free to answer any of these questions yourself in the comments down below. But that is everything I had for this video today. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed it, and I will catch you on the flip side of the page. Bye!